In order to get respect and esteem from other people, you have to believe that you deserve it first. I know what it's like to not be very visible, to not be comfortable taking up space. Your visibility directly impacts the types of opportunities you will have access to. Because if no one knows about your value or your contributions, you cannot get rewarded for them.
People are the differentiators, and people are diverse. We in this room and the hundreds of colleagues joining us virtually hold the future of work in our hands.
It also leads me to think about retention. How do we retain more medical professionals of color?
I mean, we hear words like she-EO and girl boss, but in contrast, we don't really say he-EO or boy boss to talk about men.
Growing up, I wish that I saw more people who looked like me on screen. Representation matters.
Yes.
And it's great to see the progress where companies want to put that emphasis on diversity and equity and inclusion, but often it comes off very check the box. If you want to know how much a company really values equity, look at how they're allocating their resources. We all have to take a step back and examine our ideas of what professionalism looks like, and also reflect on how some of those expectations are rooted in privilege. In order to get respect and esteem from other people, you have to believe that you deserve it first, and also communicate that confidence. So when we talk about your visibility and your presence, it's really about the full package. It's not just about how often you speak up in meetings at work. It's not just about what you say. It's not just about what your posture and delivery looks like on Zoom. It's really all of those things collectively, and it's about how you show up as a whole. And one thing that I really want to drive home is that advocating for yourself doesn't just happen. You actually have to be very intentional about it. When I talk about self-advocacy in a career context, I'm usually referring to the following things. So taking up space or growing your visibility, also taking credit for your work, asking for what you need, setting boundaries, and standing up for yourself when boundaries are crossed. Throughout my career, I've had a lot of experience being an only. So the only woman, the only person of color, the only millennial, and the youngest person in the room. This was often the case when I covered state politics and technology as a journalist, and it's often still the case today. I don't think these managers realize the real reasons we leave or don't feel like we can stay, the barriers we face, and what our companies could have done to retain us. And I don't think they realize the extent to which that lack of diversity hurts their company's reputations among women and POC. If you were one of those managers, wouldn't you want to know? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today.